had to share and tell a friend I was live. Ingrid always likes to know when I'm live because she doesn't always remember, and she's a friend of mine. So I remind her. And I'm trying to, she's also helping me. She doesn't know it, but she's helping me. So, yeah, you're welcome. And you're probably here. There she is responding, saying thank you. All right. I think it's really cool that I've got all these different types of friends all over the country, man. One day, I'm hoping to have enough money where I can bring everybody together and maybe we could all hang out for a week or something. I think that would be pretty fun. Um, Kara's not Kara's not on here too often, but she's my friend in Kalamazoo, and we're gonna be doing some stuff. I want Aurora and Kalamazoo to do something together. I think it would be pretty neat. So, um, today we're gonna cover stigma, and this isn't a reading. Um, it's something that and I'm gonna put this in quotations that we deal with, and we deal with it on the daily, every day. Sure, we may not know it, we may not know it, but we deal with it every single day. So first, I'd like to talk about, of course, the stigma that we kind of deal with. I forgot to do introductions. I apologize. My name is Dion. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. Um, just as a reminder to all my people, remember that the group is going away in about a week. About a week. The website is set up now. Um, the end goal, but there you can still find me, the Daily Trudge. You can find me on my personal YouTube and my website, but I'm moving everything to my website. So what I want to happen is I go live, and then everybody gets a indication on their phone that I've gone live, and they can just click on it and take you straight to it. That's what I'm working on. Whether that's doable, I have no idea. Probably not. It probably is, but I probably have to hire somebody. And of course, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Um, and yeah, I don't want to discount anybody that has helped me with anything. Um, but not bad for a one man show. Not bad. Let's talk stigma. What's the stigma that we're talking about? Man, I just lost every train of thought. I still get nervous coming on here. So you guys know, I still get nervous. So, um, oh, absolutely, Ingrid. Absolutely. I find that I got to be clear on things because not everybody works like I do. And that's about meeting others where they're at. I always do that all day. It's what I do. If you get into that habit, this is still on stigma. If you get onto that habit, you're going to see things differently. Things are going to appear to you differently. I am going to give you a situation that I heard about today, and this is where this came from. Now, don't take it wrong. Nobody did anything wrong. It's just that I saw things a little differently. And of course, no names because I love all these people, right? But so I should probably also qualify that I'm speaking from my own experience. I am certainly not a stigma expert. I'm not. But I do see things, so I like to bring them up so we can think about these things while we're going through our day. So a friend of mine works at a sober living, and he woke up to find some homeless people sleeping in his yard, which is funny kind of in it itself, right? Okay. And he had to go out there and remove them. His job is to make sure the place is protected. That's his number one job, to take care of the clients. Okay. So what they did is not wrong. I'm qualifying that right now. Okay. Because there's no way I'm going to put down my friend. I have way too much fucking respect for him. For me, I would have handled that differently. I would have told him, hey, You guys, you can't sleep here. You can't stay here. I, if it was my place, I'd let you. And honestly, I would. As long as it didn't piss off my neighbors. You bet your ass I don't care. I've been there before. If you just need a 10 by 10 spot in my yard, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't affect me that much. Um, but as people in recovery, let's go let's go a step further and look for resources. See, as a manager or a person that works at a sober living, I would hope you would have those resources. You need to have those resources because otherwise you're just kicking a bunch of bums on it. Yeah. If they would have called me, I know of 2 shelters they could go right now until the 17th. Okay. So if you're in Colorado and you're dealing with somebody homeless, you don't know what to do, please give me a call. Please give me a call. Okay. There's all sorts of stigma out there. But what I usually cover on this is how you deal with stigma. Okay. I'm going to cover that a little bit, but what I'm going to get into is the kind of stigma that we have in recovery. That's right. We all have we all have stigma. It's being aware of it and what you're going to do with it. Okay. Homelessness, stigma. Alcoholic, stigma. Drug addict, stigma. Right? So what is stigma? Well, Google knows, and I asked Google. Did you know that's how I get most of my information for everybody? I ask Google. See, the best way to learn is to teach. So I teach a lot. So the definition of stigma, and this is a noun, a marked disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person. The stigma of having gone to prison will always be with me. How about this one? Once a cheater, always a cheater. I've been called that. Okay. I was unfaithful in my first 2 marriages. I will let you know that. That's not it is what it is. Okay. Well, my current wife didn't believe it. I'm not the same person. Anyway, so people can change, can they not? Right? There's a thing in Colorado where you have to mark the box, and we're trying to actually get rid of the box. Well, they tried, it didn't work. And what these felons wanted was just a chance to interview. They didn't say they wanted the job. Okay. And this is where we need to listen to people. Otherwise, we're assuming what they want, we're assuming what they need, and that is stigma. Okay. Thinking I'm the all end, that when somebody comes to me, I can solve anybody's problem. That is stigma. It is your own stigma. Thinking that you're an alpha omega. We all go through this at certain times. So don't beat up on yourself about it. It's becoming what it's about is becoming aware that we are doing it so that we can change. Because how are we going to change? How are we going to change the people around us? You got to do it by example. There's no other way. There is no other way. So you cannot fight stigma. You will lose. Okay. You're not going to change somebody's belief based on that. There's another one. In Christian tradition, I thought this might be interesting. I haven't read it yet, so let's find out. Marks corresponding to those left on Jesus's body by the crucifixion, said to have been impressed by divine favor on the bodies of Saint Francis and Assisi and others. Here's an example of stigma. When someone with a mental illness is called dangerous, crazy, or incompetent rather than unwell. I don't want to be called unwell either. Just just so you know. See how stigma is kind of personal. Okay? They want me to use substance use disorder at work, SUD. I say sud to a client, you know what they do? Huh? Here's here's the question I have. What's your drug of choice? What's your DOC? Sometimes the answer is, what's my Department of Corrections? I've never been there. No, 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 no. Wrong DOC. Wrong DOC. So what do we do with it? You're gonna have to accept. Acceptance is kind of the answer to this. Pick your battles. Pick your battles. Okay. You never know what somebody is going through. Maybe they just lost their child to opiates and they are so fucking angry that they can't find anything else to blame but the drugs and the people that use them. Is that your fault? No. Can we still help this person? Yeah, sure we can. You know what? And we can use a felt found. Okay? A good way to avoid arguing about stigma is, yeah, you're right. Tell them they're right because they are. They're not wrong. See, stigma is usually a feeling. And again, you guys, I'm not an expert. I'm just talking. I'm just talking here. So don't quote me on anything. Stigma, I think, is a feeling, a perception. There we go. It's a perception of somebody else that I don't have. Okay. Why is that? Because I have not been in their shoes. And until I ask, I don't know. Okay. It's like with the homeless. Everybody tends to think that a house is the number one thing that they want. And that's not true. So everybody's out there going, housing, 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 housing. No, they just want us to go down there and spend some fucking time with them. That's all they want. They don't want your yard. They don't want your house. These people usually don't want anything from you. They already relied on society, and look where that got them. No, they're not going to do that. Right? Not only that, but if you go to them and you offer them a home, I can tell you what's going to go through their mind. What do you want from me? Because they always want something. A homeless person doesn't have anything, right? Including spirituality. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. There's several people that live on the streets that are sober. They go to fucking meetings. They do the work and they are homeless. They're living in shelters. They're living in halfway houses. Sober living doesn't count as that. That is a roof over your head that you're paying for. Something much different. Okay? So let's say earlier, from the story that I told you earlier, let's say that Dion let all of his friends know. Dion let all of his friends know that these places were open. See, I'm not taking a look at that person. I'm taking a look at me. Okay. So what does that mean? That means that I need to add him to my resource list so that when I send out messages about stuff, he gets them too. Stigma averted, right? Because does he want to do the right thing? I know he fucking does. And he did the right thing. Right? He did. I would have done it a little differently. But yeah, they kind of had to go. You can't. And I get where he's come from. People don't want to come out, see people camped in their yard. You know, go to California. There are people sleeping outside all over the fucking place, in backyards too, living back there, in garages, all over the place. It's warm there all the time, 24 hours a day. It's warm. So the weather isn't really a thing in California. In Colorado, the weather can kill people. Right? So before we act, before we react to certain things, let's just take a few seconds and think about it. Okay? I've brought up, they did not like hearing this. They didn't like hearing this. But I let my bosses at work at Detox know that they are very much stigma. That they've got stigma and they don't even realize it. They didn't like that. I gotta be careful sometimes. Right? I've been doing this for so fucking long. I've been in this business bet longer than anybody there. Well, most of them. I've been doing this for 20 odd years combined. Yeah, long time. I'm old. My drinking career is more too long. So, well, how is there stigma at Detox? So Detox is a place. It's its own animal, man. It's its own animal. Detox is like nothing else in this world. I've been told shelters feel like prisons. We have a tent in the backyard we have used for fellow AA members for a night. Absolutely. The Detox I'm in is actually, that I work at, is an old army barracks. So, yeah, it feels like a fucking insane asylum. It does. Okay. And we're making moves. They're making big moves. That's where that $30 million we're working on is going towards. That's right. That's right, motherfuckers. Thank you, God. So, see, we're doing something about it. But what I told him was this: what you have is a bunch of people with bachelor's degrees that have serving hearts. Am I correct? Yeah, of course, I'm correct. We're going to say no, our employees are shit. And actually, the staff at East Metro Detox is the best staff I have ever met in my life. Kudos to my boss, even though I think he's mad at me right now. I don't know. He says I take things a little personally, so I should presume he's not. Okay. I said, well, that's great, right? Because they have serving hearts. Okay. But they didn't get their bachelor's to work at Detox. No, they didn't. So why are they in Detox? Because you got to start at the bottom. Why is Detox the bottom? Stigma. It is stigma. It can't be anything else but stigma. And they came to the realization, oh, okay. Whether they agreed with me, I don't know. That's something entirely different. That's not up to me. I'm not here to change people's minds. I'm here to help the willing. Okay. And we cover a lot of stuff here. I've covered in the last 4 years. There's probably not a topic that I haven't covered. I've read every inch of the big book, every inch of the 12 by 12. This thing has gone to crap. Right? But it's because it's progress. We're always making progress. And we need to think. Right? But just stop for a second. Just stop for 1 second and think, how would I want to be approached? How would I want to be approached? I think, okay, that anybody that wants to get into the recovery field, whether you want to be a recovery coach or get your bachelor's in psychology, should work at Detox or volunteer for 60 days. For 2 months. That's not very long. And then you can get an idea of what you're actually doing. Okay? If you live in Colorado and you're curious, or you're in Colorado and you're curious, and you want to shadow me, let me know. Hopefully I'm going in that day. Right. So, especially during this time of the year, it is especially important to take those 2 extra seconds, just those 2 extra seconds to think about what it is that we're trying to put out into the world there. Right? So don't join anything that says the fight against stigma. Those close down the quickest because they find out that all it is an argument. That's all it'll be. Because somebody has gone through something. Because somebody was told that. Remember how we had to rewire our brains? Plenty of people out there. Right? And alcohol is not the only addiction. The addiction to alcohol is a little different. I don't discuss that much here, though. Why is that? Because by the time you get here, that information is kind of useless unless you're working a detox. Alcohol is also the only, it is also the only withdrawal that will kill you. So it is a little different. There's a reason alcohol is probably the, Alcoholics Anonymous started before everything. Okay? So, all right, that's what I got on this round. I'm surprised I'm still awake. I'm still tired. So, all right, I'm gonna go slip down some more coffee. I updated the website. I'll be posting that. Definitely subscribe to the website. Definitely subscribe. Do subscribe to the website. If you want to know what's going on and stuff, then cool. Because there's going to be more channels coming up, meaning some will be daily reflections, some will be recovery news you need, things like that. All right. Thank you. You're welcome, Ingrid. I appreciate you being here. Go back to your book. All right, Patricia, Ingrid, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Hello to all the rewatchers. I love you. Peace out and have a day. Bye-bye. Oh, just go to the website and subscribe, trudgingtogether.com. I'll send you the link.